here taking a photo or a video or
a video.
So this is the former site of Henry's Bar, confirmed with the person inside. So I went in and I got some Manhattan style clam chowder.
Did you really?
Well, I didn't want to just walk in and be weird and not buy something. But they were also closing, so.
Oh, really?
You know, so I took a menu and I got my receipt, so.
Yeah.
And
Souvenirs.
And I'll eat this later on room temperature in the hotel room.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we are now here. When we drove by the house, we decided to pull in at the strip mall that's at the end of the street on the main road, just to kind of get our bearings a little bit. And when we pulled in, I pulled right up to this restaurant now. It's called the B&B Fish and Chips. Fish and Clam, sorry. B&B Fish and Clam. And while we were sitting here, that we would look up where Henry's Bar was, which was where Ronnie ran on the night after. So the family was murdered in the early hours of November 13th, 1974. You know, famously, you know, the 3:15 a.m. of the movie or whatever. And so he came home from work the next day at 6:30 and ran down to Henry's Bar and said, somebody's got to help me. Someone killed my mother and father, or my mother and father are dead, you know, something along those lines. And he ran into Henry's Bar. And unbeknownst to us, we decided to try to look up where Henry's Bar was to try and roll by there because we had heard that it had been turned into something else. And lo and behold, as we were sitting here looking it up and finding the address, it said we were 79 feet from the location.
Right.
And then we looked it up on Google Maps, and it is the B&B Fish and Clam. So I walked inside and ordered a cup of Manhattan clam chowder to go, and I asked the gentleman behind the counter if it was the site of the former Henry's Bar, and he said, yep, a long time ago.
Yep.
So just randomly pulled into a spot in front of the bar. Okay. So we thought while we were here that we would see if could give us kind of some idea of how she's been feeling.
How I've been feeling. I think the house has a ton of energy to it. I think that so much has happened in that one location that it's overwhelming, and it's tough being able to get near the house or anywhere in the vicinity of the house without people on bikes, walking dogs, parking cars.
I'm trying not to.
The houses are so close together that it's actually tough to kind of get there without being caught, I guess is the best way to put it. So
yeah, I had no idea that it was such a neighborhood.
It's a neighborhood. You would never guess. Like this street here is so busy, but when you pull in, it's all beautiful, nice houses, all tightly packed together. So it looks like a very tight-knit neighborhood too. Like we watched people stopping and talking to each other as they were driving. I think I'm still undetermined on what exactly is going on. So I think we're going to take a ride by again just to see if I can get some more information. But I think that house definitely has a ton of energy to it.
We sat outside for a few minutes.
Right.
And you and I both kind of felt like
so much pressure in my head.
Yeah.
So much pressure.
And there was, you know, we were a little bit worried about like sitting out there for too long, but also there was a time limit for us anyway.
Correct.
Like if we weren't worried about like somebody calling the police or anything like that, I don't think we would have stayed there very long anyway. I
think my biggest fear right now is being able to connect with Ronnie DeFeo himself now that he's passed. So
fear of you don't want it to happen, or
fear of not knowing what's going to happen if I do that. So there's a lot going on at the moment, and I'm trying to separate the layers, because obviously you have the layer of the land, you have the layer of the house, you have the layer of what occurred in the house in different timelines, and then of course you have something like Ronnie himself wanting to come back to the place where he was most comfortable. So
Now, he was a frequenter of Henry's bar.
He was.
Do you think it's possible that he might be hanging around here?
There's a great possibility that he could be, for sure. And I think the more that we're talking about it, and obviously the connection that you made with him in life, could put us in that situation. This could get really weird really fast.
Well, I know that it's a little bit more overwhelming than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah. Just kind of being here and absorbing it all and having it become real.
We've been talking about this for 15 years.
Right.
16? 16 years?
About 15 and a half.
And we're sitting here. I mean, from a historical point of view, it's interesting. But from the strange point of view, we're sitting where we're at right now, not realizing where we were.
Mm-hmm. Like we just stumbled into the site of Henry's bar. Bless you.
Thank you. All right, let's go back by the house.
All right, so we're gonna. Let me move my hand from the camera.
My poor nose now. My allergies.
So we're gonna make another pass by the house, not stopping, just kind of rolling by slowly.
Yep.
And you have to roll by slowly anyway because there's a stop sign literally right in front of the house. There's an intersection right across the street. So we're going to go and roll by there.
Yep.
And then I think we need to like go somewhere bright and cheery and have something to eat. And
Carbs.
yeah.
Lots and lots of carbs.
And then we will get up tomorrow and we'll do it all again.